Molly, here. What's this? Molly, come on. Molly, here. Good girl. Sit. Wait. Wait. I've always had dogs, always had Dalmatians as a kid. And Molly, well, she's like a different, she's a mixed breed. We didn't really know much about her background other than that she'd had a bit of a rough time and she'd been chained up a little bit outside and stuff. So she needed a lot of training, a lot of work. We sort of got a lot done with her, but she's still got her issues. She's a very stressed, anxious dog all the time. She's a tickler for routine. If you do something one day, at the exact same time the following day, she thinks it's going to happen again. So treats, special walks and stuff tend to be, you cause the same problems the day after. She gets depressed the day after because she don't let it again. There's enough research out there to show what sunlight and daylight and walking and exercise does for you. You keep on moving, you sat in a chair all day, all your veins and your muscles and your ligaments and everything all just sat, not contracting and not working properly. When you're out on a walk with your dog, you've got that fresh air, you've got that exercise, there's that time to think, you're thinking for yourself, you're not dealing with anyone in a way. You can just, like, I walk for hours sometimes and it's a great time to think things through. There's probably lots of people out there that live on their own that benefit from going to a rescue centre and getting a dog and having a companion in some way. I found out about Man About Town on Facebook. I'd seen it on there. I was looking for creative things. I've done a little bits before, and I've done like creative writing workshops and little bits before, but I've always been a bit funny with in what I put myself into socially in that respect. I find it difficult to reach out and look for stuff. So I sort of have to have a feeling about something. And the reason why I felt comfortable with Man About Town is because I saw that he'd posted some lyrics online on a piece of paper that had been handwritten and someone had written it, and as a group you'd worked together to write it and come up with a song in it, and I really liked it. And I then looked into the page a little bit further and saw that he'd been meeting down at Chapel Hill Studios, making music, writing, and I just felt, yeah, something in me said, you'll be alright there down there, they seem like a decent bunch. And straight away from getting there were a couple of new people there who were, one lad played guitar and he'd walked from other side of Leeds. There was a lad there that had a notebook and he was writing stuff as well. So it's just nice being around people like that because it gets you thinking about your own creativity. When you're around other people that are creative, you see someone writing songs and you think, oh, I like to do that. Why haven't I done that for a while? And then, like the following week you end up writing a song or whatever. So it was nice to be involved in that. Right before lockdown and the whole coronavirus thing, but we managed to get into the studio before that happened and did a jamming session down there, and I played keyboard and with people singing and playing different instruments and having a go and stuff like that. Really enjoyed it, and then from there it did inspire me to get back. I've got a keyboard here. It inspired me to get back on my own music and making stuff, and I started writing stuff, and on the back of that I got inspired and started concentrating on music making and stuff, and being creative in general. I'm a creative person, and I sort of there's lots of areas I like to explore in terms of creativity, and I really don't like to be pinned down in a specific area. But maybe it's a commitment issue that I have, but I like to be free to chop and change and move around and get a little bit of everything. So in terms of like my music and stuff like that, I like to spend as much time randomly making music and noise as I do writing without music, and so like poetry and creative writing, mixing them two together with music. I like the idea of different languages and stuff, and music from around the world where you have different sets of instruments and you get feels for different cultures and sounds. So I just love music and creative stuff. But I'm creative all the time, making things, writing things, listening to, researching things. I do like my own little mini research projects where I try and like research a certain part of history or whatever else, and so but then I always find that translates into a creative thing, whether it inspires you to draw a certain way or write a certain way. So yeah, that's it. I just like the idea that they're getting people together and encouraging people to not only get out from. There's people that are a lot of people in isolated situations where they don't have people at the drop of a hat on the phone, or they can't just walk out the door and go and sit with someone else and have a chat and have a brew. Lots of people alone in that way, and places like this and things like this, allow a lot of blokes, like some blokes, they walk from the other side of Leeds to get there. So clearly this service is in need, and if it drives people to walk so many miles to get there, then they want that and they need that. So it's an important thing. I think that there should be more things like this, and if you found that they were dotted around in other areas, because there'll be people that can't walk 6 miles across town to get to something. So it's important that these things aren't just in one area, in one setup, in one city. I think it should be like a network of these kind of things. And I'm a big believer that if you did have that, at some point you'd find some very, we already have, but you'd find people who could make careers out of being creative or whatever. Like I've seen guys down there that can play guitars and do amazing things, whether they could be in a band or whether they could be, just open-minded in terms of possibilities. If you get the creativity out, sometimes you find what people are really about and what their skill really is and what their calling in life maybe is. But when people are locked away at home and have nowhere to go in order to do that, what chance have they got really? So I think it is very, very important, that you get places for people to be able to get out, express themselves. Because there'll be probably people that have only ever played a guitar at home alone. So if don't have places like this where studios will give up time to groups and stuff, what other chance would they ever have of getting out and having the confidence to share that with anyone? And I know that there are lads that have gone to open mics and stuff that on the back of it that wouldn't have done before. They wouldn't have done because they wouldn't have had the people to go with. They wouldn't have gone alone and then performed alone. Whereas now I know that there's little social groups and stuff, and I'd not gone myself, but I'd heard people talking about open mic and encouraging certain individuals. So you can do it, and then practicing, and then getting the confidence because I've just done a little practice at the end of the session, and then going, I'm looking forward to it now. And then next minute there's videos online and they've played guitar in front of people, and that wouldn't have happened without groups like this. So it's not just important. It should be just a normal thing really, a part of. In this day and age, in big cities and stuff like that, and it should just be an available thing, and not like a one-off, unique thing.